Well, it's not just Pep, it's not just Postecoglou. We're also seeing Ruben Amorim with troubles of his own right now. United have lost 3 of the last 4 as we take a look at the record under him. But the biggest topic with Manchester United right now is Marcus Rashford's omission from the team. Here is Amorim's take on it.
It's my decision. He wants to play, he's trying. Yeah. It's my decision, only my decision, yeah.
It's not as though you sat down with him and you've had a chat and decided it's the best.
No, I spoke with a lot of players individually during trainings, so I'm trying to do things. I'm doing things my way. And it's the only way I know. If I don't do that, I will lose myself, and I will not lose myself. I know what I'm doing. If you have big talent, big performance, big responsibility, big engagement, like push forward everybody in this moment. And some guys have a big responsibility here because they are here for a long time. So this is maybe one of the lowest moments in our club. So we have to face it and be strong in this moment. That's what I want for every player on the team.
Now, Ian, obviously this isn't a new situation, but it's the first time we've seen you here on ESPN FC since Marcus Rashford has been frozen out of the team. What's your take on it all?
I think Amorim's being very, very strong. I think Marcus Rashford hasn't been doing it for a season and a half now. He's been underperforming. And it's clear that he's come in and he's looked at this situation. He doesn't like the kind of vibe he's getting from Rashford. He doesn't like what he's seeing in training. He probably wasn't that impressed that Rashford wasn't there when he arrived and was still swanning around in New York. And it's just the latest in a series of little things, and I think he's looking to make a big statement about, I'm going to change things here and I'm going to do this my way and I'll take some tough decisions. So I would applaud that, really. But of course, obviously, I think things will be easier for him if the results on the pitch started to improve fairly smartish.
Stevie, obviously we've talked at length about this situation with you, but I thought I would draw on some of your personal experience as to if you can ever remember in your time as a player, someone being pushed out and then finding a way back in after that had happened.
I'd have to say no. You know, somebody in the position that Rashford is in the club, in terms of his history with the club, in terms of he was the player that they were looking to supply the goals. And if you cannot knuckle down and try and prove to the new manager that you should be on the field, that's a huge problem. That is 100% down to the player. And as I said, every 99.9% of players, when a new manager walks through the door, the first training session, the first week, the first game, the first everything, you are trying to impress the new manager. And clearly, Rashford isn't trying to do that. And so, I don't even think it's a case of, will Amorim bring him back? I don't think Rashford wants to be brought back. You don't turn around and say, it's time to move on, unless you really believe that. And you can't turn over a new page when you have that in your head. And so, I just absolutely don't see any way back for Rashford in terms of being the go-to guy. He may step on the field again just because, but in terms of getting back to where he was, I don't think there's any way at all. Sooner he leaves, the better.
Do you think that's it then, Don? No way back?
I agree with Stevie. I think it's pretty sad, really, when a footballer can't find that spark, because it's natural when a manager comes in and you run hard the first day, you run hard the first week, you show all the signs that you want to be the man at Man United. I think it stinks to me like it's going to be Marcus Rashford going on loan. I think he'll probably go on loan somewhere in January, because it's a little bit like the Jadon Sancho to me, when he went back to Dortmund, played really well. Now he's at Chelsea. I don't think anyone buys him for whatever his transfer fee might be, 75 million and 350 grand a week, when he can't get in the Man United team, or he doesn't want to be in the Man United team. I think we might see him again. I think Amorim's protecting the assets. I think what he's doing, he's saying, yeah, the player's attitude's good. He still wants to be a part of it. I still like him. I think he's a big player for us. I think he's trying to just keep that asset and keep the price tag as high as possible. Because if he turned around and said, oh, he's no good, he's late, and he's not performing, doesn't want to perform, wants to leave, all of a sudden that 75 million might just end up being about 30 or 40 to try and get Rashford off the books. I find it a sad situation, but I agree with Stevie. Really, as a player, when you start to go through a lot of managers, you got to start looking in the mirror. And I think, to me, it looks like Marcus wants to be out of there. Maybe he wants to be out of Manchester. I think it'll do him good if he does get out of Manchester, go and try another club. Who that is, I don't know. But I just get the feeling the short-term thing will be Rashford going on loan somewhere.
Ian, did you want to add to this situation?
Yeah, I was just going to ask Don, who do you think would pay 75 million for Marcus Rashford at the moment? That would be a heck of a punt, given the way things have gone for him recently in his career, wouldn't it?
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. That's why I think he'll go on loan.
Yeah, I mean, there's some talk of Paris Saint-Germain, isn't there? I've heard, but it's notional, like a lot of things are this time of year. But whoever does it will be taking a little bit of a gamble that Marcus Rashford can somehow go back to being the player he was when he was a young player, breaking in and, you know, scoring freely and enjoying his football. He doesn't look like he enjoys the game, to me, at the moment.
Yep, definitely a tricky situation for Marcus Rashford right now.